For 30 years, the villagers of Ramatpur lived in the shadow of a massive stone haveli. No one opened its heavy iron doors. Local legend insisted that whatever lay behind them would shake the very foundations of the village. Living on the edge of the forest were Hamid and his aging father, Yusuf. They were woodcutters, surviving on the meager income earned from long days of manual labor. But the pattern of their lives broke one evening, when Hamid saw light spilling beneath the haveli's rusted door. Waiting on the threshold was a piece of parchment with his name on it, and a warning that his father's safety depended on his return before dawn. Hamid was a laborer with no influence, yet a 30-year-old local mystery had suddenly reached out to him by name. Following the note's instructions, Hamid searched his father's belongings. Deep inside a battered wooden trunk, he found an iron key and a heavy seal bearing the crest of King Nasruddin. Before Hamid could ask for an explanation, royal cavalry arrived at their mud hut under orders to bring Yusuf to the king's fortress. As the soldiers took his father, Yusuf pressed the royal seal into Hamid's hand. He spoke of amanat, a sacred trust, warning his son that some secrets are far heavier than they appear. By passing the seal to his son, Yusuf effectively handed Hamid a role in a high-stakes standoff between the crown and the village, ending 30 years of silence. At the king's command, the haveli doors were finally forced open. Hamid and the royal guards entered a space filled with untouched dust, yet they found fresh footprints and burning lamps in the inner corridors. Looking at a parchment map, a line traces a path from the village center, past the royal fortress, and into the forest toward an abandoned well. Zooming out reveals these landmarks form a precise triangle, indicating they're parts of a single coordinated system. The village elder, Ramit Chacha, recognized the symbols. He warned Hamid that a threat, dormant for 30 years, was finally waking up. Following the map to the forest well, Hamid found a hidden iron ring. Pulling it revealed a stone staircase descending into a pitch-black tunnel network. The rumors of ghosts and hauntings surrounding the haveli were a physical distraction. They were designed to ensure these tunnels stayed empty and forgotten. Deep underground, Hamid found his father and a masked stranger standing guard over an iron box bearing the king's crest. A corrupt royal official named Jamaluddin stepped out from the darkness to claim the box. He had been waiting 3 decades to retrieve it and erase the secret it held. King Nasruddin himself then descended into the tunnel. His arrival halted the confrontation, forcing the dispute and Jamaluddin's hidden motives into the light. Inside the iron box were the original royal land decrees. On the left, Jamaluddin's intent to seize the region. On the right, the actual decree securing village rights. A padlock icon rejects Jamaluddin's forgery, revealing how Yusuf's hidden originals prevented the theft of village lands. To protect these documents, Yusuf lived in extreme poverty. He labored as a woodcutter, ensuring he never drew attention. This is the weight of amanat, the commitment to protect the rights of the vulnerable, even when the personal cost is decades of hardship. While the iron box in the well secured the village's legal future, the haveli itself held a different secret. The king and Hamid returned to the haveli's inner chamber to find a frail, elderly man sitting on a wooden cot, reading by a clay lamp. This man was the original royal scribe. He was the only person who could testify that the documents in the iron box were the true decrees of the crown. For 30 years, Yusuf smuggled food and water into this room. He kept this witness alive in secret to shield him from the assassins Jamaluddin had sent to silence him. The burden Yusuf carried was the preservation of a human life. He ensured that the truth had a voice when the time finally came for justice. Following Jamaluddin's removal from power, the stolen lands were returned. This time-lapse shows the reconstruction of Ramatpur, as new stone houses replace the mud huts of the past. Amanat is the act of ensuring that justice reaches its rightful owner, regardless of the time or sacrifice required to get it there. Jamaluddin's greed offered a temporary advantage, but it could not withstand scrutiny. Yusuf's integrity required a lifetime of sacrifice, but it resulted in a legacy of security for his entire community. True wealth is found in the courage to protect those who cannot protect themselves. It is the value of a promise kept, even in the dark.